Hey there. It is today is Thursday and it is what is this today? The 15th? Oh wait, this 15th.
15.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have my reading glass on.
Okay.
And it is What's Up for Pinellas, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host Marion Davis. How you doing, Marion?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. Surviving. Are we live, Brian?
We are live,
Okay.
and if we have anybody that is watching and give us a 5x5, let us know you can hear us. Let us know if you can hear us. That would be perfect. That would be awesome.
Okay.
And I don't know if you
I'm not getting you live on my
not get me live.
feed,
You might need
but
to.
that's okay.
I need to.
Okay, now I got it. All
Yeah,
right. I'm going to share it with everyone as well.
Very nice.
And yeah, I'm going to share it. All right. Yeah, we're getting this together. Eventually, maybe by the time I'm retired, we'll have it down pat.
I'm down back. It's always something new. Always something new. So, what's going on with you in today's real estate world?
Well, it has. You usually ask me how was my day. My day was fair. It was just kind of a normal day, but I've had a good week. I just want to. Well, I've had a week anyway.
Okay.
And we've got a lot of things going on. I will say that we've been pretty busy. We've got buyers have coming back, and there was some good news that came out this week, right? That the inflation has slowed down. I guess you want to weigh in on that, Mister Numbers Man.
Well, throwing zingers.
Yeah,
start
right away.
Start the show.
Poor Brian has no idea what I'm going to do from 1 minute to the next.
Oh, where's my sweat towel?
Yeah.
No, we had obviously the stock market had a shakeup last week, and that helped interest rates go lower. People left the risk of the stock market to a safer place and put some of that money in the stock market. So rates went down last week, beginning of this week, and they've kind of trickled a little bit back up. But that little bit, phones started ringing for refinances, people coming off the sidelines to write their offers on their purchases. So, the jobs numbers were a little bit weaker than what they anticipated. So that kind of, elongated the stock market thing. But for the most part, everything, is going really well.
It is. I definitely can feel the buyers have come back into the market. They're moving forward on a lot of things, which is great. So that's a good week.
Yeah, and you have kids going back to school, so things getting a little bit more structured. And when things get structured, people kind of focus on and complete some of their tasks and their goals. Traffic
that comes with the school buses.
School buses, crossing guards. Yeah, we used to get a lull. During the summer, people would head back up north, and the streets would kind of clear out, but not anymore. And that's since COVID. It's like packed all the time.
I did not realize that Florida has the third most population of all the states in the United States. Did you realize that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is number one. I think is Texas. Number two is California. Number three is Florida.
Yep.
Yeah. Houses.
All those people need to live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
And I did something really fun this week. My fearless leader, Vanessa, it was her birthday, and my birthday is next week. So send those cards and letters now. But so we went and celebrated our birthday, and we went to Oyster Catchers. Have you ever been to Oyster Catchers?
Nah, where's that?
It is in Tampa. I know this is Upper Pinellas, but one of the nice things about Upper Pinellas is you can travel to Tampa and lots of other places relatively easy. So it's pretty quick. It is near Rocky Point.
Okay.
It's by the airport. It's right on the water, on the bay. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous location. I had some scallops that were just amazing, and it was just a really wonderful night. So Oyster Catchers, it's a little bit high on the price side, but it's for a night out, for a wonderful night out. I would highly recommend it.
All right. So you're sitting on the water, overlooking the water. And sunset. Yeah, I was gonna say sunset, and you're gonna pay a little bit more just for that. But it's sounds like you had a nice time and some great food.
Very good.
Right?
It was very good.
Yep,
Very
yep,
good.
yep.
How about you? Any plans coming up?
The Lori is headed to Austin next week to see Grayson and the grandbabies, help out with his wife's traveling. So she'll be there Wednesday through Sunday, and so she's looking forward to that. And then we've got 40th school. My 40th high school reunion is next weekend. So
Which is
Countryside High School,
Countryside
1984.
High School.
Yep.
Woo!
Opened that in 80 as a brand new school. And so we were the first group to go in the school doors and graduate 4 years later. There were 2 classes ahead of us that started Dunedin as, I guess, split session. Dunedin would go in the morning and Countryside would go in the afternoon. They did that. So there's 2 graduating classes three graduating classes ahead of us, but only we're the first ones to go through all 4 years. Yep.
Wow, that's great. Do you get a special award?
No, just bragging rights.
And where do they have the reunion?
So it's very, very organized and very low key. So it's the feedback, that we've seen coming out of COVID is they're not highly attended and people don't want to pay a bunch of money to travel and such. And then last year's, they had it at a really nice place in Dunedin and they paid a lot of money for it and did not get what they felt was worthwhile. So they picked a couple of establishments in Dunedin, let them know, hey, we might have 100 people, we might have 400 people show up. And we invited 80 through 88, kind of 4 years either way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got some people that I haven't seen in 35 years coming into town. I've got some people that looked at kind of who's coming and reaching out and stuff. So it should be pretty interesting.
So it's just local establishments in Dunedin.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Because one of them closes at like 10, so people will kind of meander in different places after that, and the other one closes at 12. So,
right.
And then set up a couple lunches with some people through the weekend.
Very sweet. Nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. So
now I know this week you've been really busy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked a little bit about what you're doing. You are attending an investors pitch session meeting. Tell me about it.
So it's an investor group that meets once a week here in Pinellas County, and they've been meeting for 30 years. And I've plugged into different elements of it at different times, but this one group meets every week, and they'll have anywhere from 30 to 50 people in the room, and anywhere from about 40 to 60 people online watching from around the country. And so, like today, guy came in and said, "Hey, I found a portfolio of homes." Valued at somewhere between $4.5 and $5 million. And they can do some owner financing, and I need 15% down, and I need help with that. And so, people just from online in the room, everybody's like trying to make deals to get in on this deal. And that was probably the most exciting thing. But like after the meeting, I had 2 people come up to me. One guy needs help with a commercial property over in Tampa, needs to do cash out commercial loan. And then another guy came up to me talking about VA loans. So there's a couple of veterans, a couple of Marines in the group. And so in a very short period of time, I've been gone about 8 weeks, I guess, and just built some trust and built some, answering questions for people. And we're getting some opportunities that are pretty unique. These guys are investing and using, hard money, private money, self-directed IRA money. And like I said, people will jump in, so the call for 15% on $5 million is like $900,000. And so people are taking pieces of that.
All right. So I have this visual. First of all, how do you get invited to something like this?
Got to be part of a secret squirrel club.
Right. It's a secret handshake and a special password coming in.
Yeah. It's really just in people that are investors. There is a way to get in and learn it from the ground level, but it is fast, and it's like it's an old fashioned horse trading show. They just keep moving.
It's so funny because I envision it to be like my point of reference would be the trading floor,
mm-hmm.
where people are just kind of like, I've got 5
mm-hmm.
this and whatever, or is that
So the beginning of it, there's like the beginning of it is who has paper, paper or money they want to lend. Second is who needs money and kind of what project do they need it for. Third is like vendors and people that have real estate related items. And then the last part is people start putting deals together, and they do it on like it's online, and they put up post-it notes, and then they get all the deals out, and then they start making offers on them, and it's pretty wild. That's what gets pretty wild.
I have to attend.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yep.
That would be. Well, Lori's on now. Hey, Lori. We've got a viewer.
Got a viewer, eh?
Got it. Well, I know we have more than that, but they come at different times.
So let's ask her, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Can we get a thumbs up, Lori, for the yes, we are broadcasting.
Or 5x5. 5x5. So we're just not talking to ourselves. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. And last week I was there, walked out of the meeting with inquiry on helping somebody with a $5 million apartment complex in the Tampa Bay area. So it's just a wide variety of things that come up at that meeting. But
that's great.
Yep.
I'm going to have to attend, and it's on Thursdays. Thursday mornings.
Yep. So anyway, so you've got a new listing, right?
I do. I do want to say that. So, and we kind of chat beforehand, but today we were a little bit more rushed. We had a closing today of a mutual client, but this was you had helped them purchase a home, and then they had their home to sell, and we featured that here. It was one of the homes we featured for sale, and it had the closing today. So
I'm not sure what we just did there.
Congratulations to Michael and Dana.
Oh, nice.
Say that. Yeah,
very good.
And we've got, very cool. We're back. Brian's doing all kinds of fun things. I taught a class yesterday to some of our agents, and I thought I was really cool sharing videos and things, and technology didn't work quite for me. So maybe you'll teach me something. Okay, but I know about houses. That's what I know about. And here is a great house. This is on Augusta. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Eastlake Woodlands, in the Worthington section of Eastlake Woodlands. A 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got a pool. This house is beautiful on a beautiful lot. I'm a lot buyer myself. So, as you can see, the house itself is in great shape. It has got, it's got that kind of split plan with an open kitchen area, a kitchen and family room, and it looks out onto a beautiful pool area there's your
kitchen.
Your kitchen with a nice quartz countertops, I believe. You've got the bedrooms that go around that enclose the pool area, which looks out over a pond, and in the distance is the golf course, Eastlake Woodlands Golf Course. So if you're a golfer, or if you just like, wildlife is there, because all around the parks, and keep going here. There's the bedrooms.
Sorry, I dropped my phone behind the camera, which tells me who's asking questions.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get my phone and keep up with Marianne as she's talking about her home. So my bad.
And Brian has to handle the controls here, so because I don't do that. So there's
the
that
pool.
Beautiful pool that I was talking about with the beautiful pavers. It's enclosed, and there's your view of the golf course in the back. The yard is fenced, and it is up against a pond. It's really a beautiful lot, really beautiful lot. It is a great home, and it's listed at $650. Just went on the market, just over 1,900 square feet. And I would like to say that you probably want to move quickly on this, because it is not going to last long.
Yeah, that's great. That's gorgeous.
It's really well.
Gorgeous.
So yeah, and we're not having any open house on this, so if you would like to see it, please just reach out to me. My name is going across the bottom of the screen there. So, or I'd love to get you in and get you a tour of it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I do want to just briefly touch on what's going on in Upper Pinellas in the market right now. We're looking at, I looked at the last 7 days, the statistics for the last 7 days, because we were here a week ago.
Yep.
We've had 594 new residential listings. There have been 413 have closed and 439 have gone under contract. So, we're just kind of humming along there. It's very balanced. We've got equal numbers of closings and pendings and new homes coming on the
New
market.
listings. Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yep.
Sounds like it. Yeah. And I've got a $1 million, 700, and a 300, all closing in the next 3 days, 4 days, and all the appraisals are coming in at value or over. So no issues there. Had to do some re-inspections from the hurricane Debbie that came through, so I had to post hurricane send the appraiser back out and re-inspect the houses. I think there was like 17 counties that were affected. That prior to closing, the lender's required to re-inspect to make sure there's no damage because they won't close on the damaged house.
Right.
But all that's cleared, and everything's moving along. As far as mortgages, no glitches from the shakeup in the stock market, any of that stuff. So no glitches with any of the lenders or funding or any of that stuff. So really going really well.
Yeah, I think we may have been gone through the worst of it. Don't say it. No, I do. I feel the shift again, and it's a good feeling. So
yeah.
And so we talked about your reunion this weekend. There's some other things going on. Upper Pinellas.
Pinellas. What do you?
Third Friday.
Third Friday.
Where's Third Friday? Right.
Safety Harbor.
Safety Harbor, Third Friday. That's it. Exactly right.
Never been, but I know it.
No, you've never
I've
been.
never been. Never been.
You know what they had in Tarpon Springs the other day? They had like a scavenger hunt mystery tour. So they do all kinds of really fun events. Personally, it's a little warm for me this time of year.
Better fall and spring.
Speaking of, okay, I know I'm all over the board here, but this temperature, how about our poor HVAC companies? Are they so busy? I have had multiple clients that have had challenges with their heating and air conditioning just running, and the heating and air conditioning technicians have been really backed up.
Yeah.
So if you have some that are wonderful that are working with you, please send us those names and numbers because it's definitely been a need. This is the need for this time of year. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's maintenance programs. Here in Florida, there's 2 times that you use your air conditioning all summer, which basically is like May through September, and then both days of winter.
Right.
For the heat.
For the heat.
For the heat. So, but yeah, it's they recommend getting service every 6 months. Just to keep it everything clean, keep it operating properly, and not putting the stress on it, because when the heat does come and you run it 24/7 for 5 straight months, you're going to have problems.
Change those filters. Change those filters. Suck out the drain lines.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. So
yeah. So what else going on?
That's kind of keeping me busy.
Yeah.
We do have. Okay, so here's some other things. I am attending this Saturday. I'm attending a luncheon, a ladies' luncheon for iRise, which is a charity or a mission or a group that helps save women from human trafficking. We're going to be having a golf tournament coming up in October. So if you know anybody that wants to sponsor a golf tournament, that would be definitely a good time to think about. It's a great organization. So we've got a lot of good things coming up with that. And another organization is Tarpon Springs Shepherd Center. They help feed, clothe, house. They just help people in need, and they're kind of no questions asked. They're a wonderful organization, and I think you know this because we talked about it.
Mhm.
There was a donor that committed $50,000. They would match all donations that come in the month of August up to 50. 50? 5.
$50,000.
Right.
Wow.
Yep. And so I was like, well, that's, we want to multiply, right? We
Sure.
want to multiply what we're doing, and that's what he's doing, or they are doing. I don't know if it's a he or she. So they are going to multiply any donations that come in for the month of August. I, too, have committed to anybody that would want to commit to me to donate money. I will match that as well. And then we'll put that in and we'll multiply it even further. So
Nice.
I think you went to my Facebook page and you said, count me in, and
count me in. Yeah. So if you're interested in helping out with Shepherd Center, they basically help with homeless, right? Feed, clothe. I don't know if they do housing or not, but
I think they have temporary. I know during the storm they helped some of the homeless, get out of the storm. I don't know exactly. They have a thrift store in Tarpon Springs, and they have a food pantry, and they no questions asked.
So on Marianne's Facebook page, she has a post on that she'll match, and just if you put "I'm in" or
count me
in, she'll shoot you a payment link to go ahead and make the payment donation for that. So very great way to help out those in need here in Upper Pinellas, and take care of those around that need help. Yeah. So very cool, very cool. And got a call right before we started from a investor that's looking at purchasing a sinkhole house, and just had some questions on that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's been a minute since I've had those questions, but the key to those is making sure that the repairs are finished, that they have the engineer's report, and all the permits and everything were signed off, and the house is stabilized.
Okay, so do you know what does that mean, that the house is stabilized? Like the sinkhole can be remediated. That means filled in. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then the stabilized is another process that
basically that it stopped moving. So they come in and they call it piers, and they basically go straight down around the house or around the sinkhole area. That's the part of the house that is affected by the sinkhole, and pump concrete in there and create piers for your house to sit on, so the house does not fall into the sinkhole. Is basically what they do, and in a very generalized understanding of it. And then there's some follow-up measurements and stuff that they take to make sure that the house is actually stabilized. And they sign off on it's an engineer's report. It's about that thick. And that's the key to buying those and being able to get insurance. So you can buy in cash, if you don't want to have insurance on them, that kind of stuff. But if you need insurance, you got to have the engineer's report and it's stabilized. Right. And then there are insurance companies that don't deal with them whatsoever, and then there are some that kind of specialize in that and have access to those types of policies.
So from a realtor's perspective, a house that has had sinkhole activity or some kind of movement, subsidence, I think they call it subsidence. The further from the date of remediation, the better it is in terms of reselling the house or in terms of getting full value for the house, because you'll see less of a value on homes that have had some kind of subsidence problem in the past. But as you get further and further from it, the better off you are. Now, I know that I think it was maybe in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a lot of people making claims when it was really just normal building settlement. and that really kind of hurt them a little bit because once you have that claim, it sticks with the house.
Yeah. So the 90s to early 2000s. Yeah. And so prior to getting in the mortgage industry, I had a home inspection business, and right out of the bat, I got hired by a sinkhole inspection company that they need the physical home inspection done on all these claims. And so I worked with, the different crews and learned some of that, but you're talking 26 or so years ago. So there's a lot that I've forgotten and such, but it was very interesting because there were people have a little crack on the side of the wall, and they throw up a claim, and it sticks with it as long as the house, as long as the house is there. Yeah. And then we went to church with some people who lived in a sinkhole house that had it remediated, and then basically by having the piers done, it just shifts the water, the movement of the hole to the neighbor that's downhill of them. So then they had it, and the next guy had it, the next guy had it. So the whole neighborhood basically had to deal with it once the people we went to church with fixed theirs. Yeah, because they're at the top of the hill.
Well, there's different kinds too. Sometimes it's just a little bit like when they're building a new development, if they don't put the soil in properly, sometimes they'll put landscaping debris and stuff, and it'll cause little pockets, and that's different than the aquifers, which cause the larger problem.
Yeah.
So
the landfill issue is more or less settlement, and that's settlement.
Less sinkhole.
Yeah, it's not sinkhole, but sinkhole is basically the clay layer that protects the water from going down through the limestone, gets washed away or just erodes, and that's where the water goes through and causes sinkhole. But poor soils and grinding up trees and burying, building on old dump yards and that kind of stuff, that's just settlement. That's part of the process of doing those inspections is to determine sinkhole or settlement issue. So because they don't pay out for settlement issues, they pay out for sinkholes. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah. So just it's something new. So it's not new. It's not new. It's just something that's hit the radar recently that I haven't heard in a while.
Termites and alligators are the big questions that people ask about.
That's so funny. Alligators. Oh, I don't know if you saw the video. The guy that fed the 16-foot alligator, he's calling Spot. The guy thinks he's calling a dog. The video guy, and this giant. And he's sitting there hand feeding with chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my arms and legs. I like my arms and legs too much.
They're good to look at.
Yep. So, anything else you got to cover?
That's about it for this week. And I really want to encourage everybody. And I see Lori Fingers now is watching us too. So, hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Lori and Lori.
Lori and Lori. No, it's Lori and Laurie.
Lori.
Just kidding. For those of you that have that name, you know what I'm talking about.
I would like to just really encourage people to, send questions or send things that you're, interested in hearing about. Restaurants, things in Upper Pinellas, things that are happening. Let us know what's happening, and we'll help promote it here. Yep. And that's about it. Other than that, have a good, safe weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds
Are you
good.
here next week?
I'm here next week. Lori's going. Lori's going to Austin. Okay. So we might have to do a remote from Austin with the
It'll be my birthday.
Grandkids. Really?
We'll broadcast on my birthday.
Sweet.
Bring the cake.
Bring the cake.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.